My ambitious and responsible Capricorn friend. Hello and welcome. My name is Mina, and I'm here to offer you a 3-card reading exploring the themes of you, your path, and your potential. I invite you to consider what the reading reveals about possible challenges, opportunities, and personal growth for the week ahead. Take a deep breath, rest your mind, and let's see what the cards have to share with you today. A Capricorn, this week begins with a sense of pressure that you haven't voiced, a quiet gravity pulling at the back of your thoughts. There's a tension, subtle but persistent, between the need to feel in command and a growing suspicion that not everything is as neatly arranged as you wish. You find yourself glancing at your schedule, your priorities, your routines, each one a brick in a wall that's supposed to keep uncertainty at bay. Yet behind the composure, there's a restless edge. Maybe it's the feeling that you should be further along, or perhaps it's the weight of decisions not yet made. You recognize that you're rarely content to drift. Even when you pause, it's with purpose, with a plan. But lately, you sense a gap opening up between what you're doing and what you're feeling. The urge to solve, to fix, to create order is familiar, almost comforting, but something quieter is stirring beneath it. A question lingers. Is all this control really giving you the freedom you imagine, or is it quietly tightening around you? You carry into this week the energy of the magician. It's not about tricks or illusions, it's about the lived experience of reaching for agency, of wanting to shape your world through deliberate action. You're especially attuned to possibilities right now. The tools you need, your insight, your discipline, your ability to marshal resources, are close at hand. You sense opportunities flickering around the edges of your daily routines, almost as if the world is holding its breath, waiting for you to make your move. There's satisfaction in this readiness, in the awareness that you can set things in motion with clarity and intention. But beneath the confidence, there's a current of vulnerability. The pressure to perform, to get it right, to deliver results. These expectations press in, and with them comes the fear of letting something slip beyond your grasp. You feel pulled between the pride of capability and the anxiety of imperfection. The desire to be seen as capable, to be the one others rely on, is strong. Sometimes it's a source of strength, other times it leaves you isolated, unable to admit how much you wish someone would simply say, "It's okay to not have every answer." You notice yourself leaning into action, seeking to transform restlessness into progress. There's little patience for ambiguity. Even moments of uncertainty are met with an internal checklist, what can be fixed, organized, or improved. But as you move through the week, a deeper awareness emerges. The more you try to control every variable, the more you realize how much is beyond your reach. This realization is not a defeat. Instead, it's an opening, a chance to recognize that power doesn't always mean tightening your grip. Sometimes it means allowing space for discovery, for moments when the next step is unclear but still worth taking. As this inner stance grows, so does the path before you. The momentum you create by striving, by making things happen, inevitably brings you to a crossroads. And this week your path is shrouded in the shifting light of the moon. Here, the pressure changes character. It's no longer simply about what you can do, but about what you can trust. The landscape of your week feels less predictable. Patterns that once seemed stable may begin to dissolve, and familiar signposts become indistinct. You sense that not everything is as it appears. There are emotional crosscurrents, some your own, some belonging to others, that make it difficult to read the room or even your own heart. Events may seem to move in strange cycles. Conversations loop back on themselves, old doubts resurface. The friction comes from wanting clarity but encountering ambiguity. You might notice yourself second-guessing decisions or questioning the motives behind someone's words. There is a subtle sense of being tested, not by external challenges but by the uncertainty within. Your confidence in your usual problem-solving skills wavers, and you're invited, whether you like it or not, to sit with what you don't know. This can be deeply uncomfortable, even frustrating. You prefer directness, answers, a clear sense of direction. And yet, the more you push for certainty, the more elusive it becomes. The pressures of the moon are not here to undermine you, but to invite you into a more honest relationship with uncertainty. The friction isn't a wall, it's a threshold. The path ahead will not be drawn in neat lines. Instead, it asks for patience, for a willingness to let things reveal themselves in their own time. There's a quiet invitation here, to trust your instincts, to listen more closely to the whispers beneath the surface. The discomfort is real, but so is the opportunity to grow more attuned to subtlety, to recognize the wisdom in waiting, in observing, in not rushing to solve every puzzle at once. It's clear that your potential this week isn't simply about what you do, but about how you choose to be present with the unknown. The star waits on the far side of your willingness to engage with uncertainty. Growth for you is not a matter of conquering confusion, but of meeting it with openness. The potential here is gentle, luminous, and steady, a sense of renewal that comes from trusting yourself even when the way forward is unclear. If you allow yourself to soften your grip, to be receptive to inspiration rather than forcing solutions, something quietly hopeful emerges. There is healing in acceptance, and a kind of deep replenishment in letting yourself be guided by a quieter inner light. This is not a promise that everything will resolve itself in a single moment. It's an invitation to step into the week with more compassion for yourself, to allow space for possibility rather than certainty. In this space, new hope can take root, not because you have all the answers, but because you are willing to keep walking, even when the path is mysterious. The star's presence suggests that there is meaning in the journey itself, that hope flourishes not in perfection, but in the courage to continue despite not knowing exactly where you'll end up. When you look back on the week, you may notice that the energy of the magician gave you the confidence to act, to marshal your strengths and make things happen. The moon brought you face to face with the limits of control, asking you to sit with uncertainty and to trust the process, even when clarity was elusive. And the star illuminated the quiet possibility that arises when you allow hope to coexist with doubt. These cards together tell a story of growth that is both grounded and gentle. You are reminded that real strength is not found in constant striving or in having every answer, but in the willingness to remain open, to keep learning, and to nurture hope even in the midst of ambiguity. As the week closes, you may find that the tension you carried at the start has softened. The need to control gives way to a deeper trust in your own resilience. The sense of pressure is replaced by a quiet confidence that you can meet whatever comes, not because you know exactly how, but because you are present, resourceful, and compassionate with yourself. There is resolution here, not in the ending of all questions, but in the acceptance that uncertainty is simply part of the landscape, and that hope is yours to carry, no matter what. Actionable insights for Capricorn this week. Let yourself pause when you notice the urge to control every outcome. Try listening closely to what feels unclear instead of pushing for immediate answers. Spend a few quiet moments reflecting on one thing that gives you hope, even if it's small. Spoken word affirmations to repeat aloud for a more positive mindset. I honor my ability to begin again. I am open to what I don't yet understand. Uncertainty does not diminish my strength. Hope finds me, even in unfamiliar places. And now, dear friend, I thank you for giving me your time. I truly hope I have given you something helpful in return. Goodbye and good luck until next time.